Alright guys, well, today was my heavy leg day, and it really proved that I have not been working hard at all. I am on barely any sleep. I woke up today at 5:30 a.m. I stood and volunteered at a vaccine clinic for 9 hours, then took an hour car ride back, and went to the gym. And this was my gym session. It's almost 10 o'clock now. It's hitting now. I'm extremely exhausted, and I guess this is how Ivan feels. It's kind of eye-opening now, and it's not even close to what he does, because he did a 12-hour shift. I did like 9. I did 9, yeah. So I just said that. I can barely think now. But I went to the gym. I felt like, you know what? Like, I felt like almost encouraged. It was like I just did community service. I saw a bunch of funny things, which I'll discuss at the end of this video. Saw a bunch of little funny interactions. It was a vaccination clinic for 5 to 11-year-olds, because FDA just approved that for Pfizer. But went to the gym, and I was just determined, really. And after the workout, I really just thought to myself, I'm like, if I can do this now with barely any sleep, I ate like absolute crap. At the vaccine clinic, I brought oatmeal and peanut butter cups and meat, but they had no water at the school, because they turned off the water fountains, because they didn't want kids drinking from the water fountains at school to prevent COVID. So there was barely any water, so I couldn't put any of the water in my cup to drink or eat the oatmeal. So I ended up just eating the peanut butter cups and chicken for my meals, which were very uneventful, but I was just hungry, so it's what I ate. So I had no carbs in my system. Got back, and then I had 0-calorie syrup, so no carbs, and more peanut butter, just right before the gym. And then I just sent it to the gym, because I didn't want to get super bloated before either, and it was getting late, so I'm like, you know what, I'll just eat peanut butter and some 0-calorie syrup. Got to the gym, ankles are feeling amazing, and my glutes are feeling amazing. So my toes are pointed a little bit out, but it's not that exaggerated that I used to have. But look at these squats. I started looking up during it too, and it felt amazing. And I like, another factor was I was just so encouraged to, I don't know, it just felt like I was in the shoes of Ivan, I guess, and he's a huge inspiration to what I do, but it just felt like I had to do good, just because I just went through all this all day, and now I'm just gonna kill myself in the gym. But I did 5x5, 315. It was hell. Last set, I went for 6, did not get 6, and I failed, which is the video you guys saw in the beginning. But it really goes to show, it's these mornings that I think I'm tired, I'm not tired, and I'm not pushing myself hard enough. And I don't know if you guys want to take stuff from that too, of, maybe these last couple days in the gym, I wasn't pushing myself, I half-assed the workouts. It happens to me too, but I'm definitely going to be going much harder on deadlifts, squats, bench. My chest imbalance my pec imbalance for my chest is getting a lot better, so I'm definitely going to actually start trying to push some high numbers in bench. I may do the 3-core lifts just to see how strong I can get. But these 5 sets, they felt like absolute hell. It took an hour just for these squats, because I warmed up thinking oh, I'm not going to go that heavy, and then I said fuck it, I'm going heavier. So then I had to warm up for heavier weights, and then just go endure this hell. Now at the vaccine clinic, I'll talk about it. It was at Henderson High School in Westchester, PA. I've never been there. Car ride was super interesting. I sent an email last minute to one of the organizers, and I didn't realize the vaccine clinic was in Westchester, so I usually take public transportation to all the vaccine clinics or volunteer services I volunteer for, and I saw that it was going to take it was going to take an hour and a half to get there by train, and I'm like, oh, well, that's not going to, I can't do that, right? It's going to take 3 hours for me to get to the clinic in total, or 3 hours there and back. So I said, is anyone carpooling? And I luckily got a ride from one of the organizers. She was extremely nice, got a lot of experience. That's also I love going there too. I get a ton of healthcare experience of what I'm going to be doing. And I get a bunch of stories too, because these are super renowned people. extremely nice people as well, and then they all have their stories and backgrounds. So it's really nice meeting people that work for Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. They nicknamed it CHOP, but drove over, helped set up in the morning. So we got there at 7, helped set up, and then I worked the door. So there was basically 2 positions. There was me and another guy, and the other guy was a bit younger. I think he was 16, and we would take turns. Either I would be at the door and he would be checking the vaccination stations. So the vaccination stations, there were 6 of them, and they had little partitions. I think that's what they're called. I'm so tired. I like, even like halfway through, I was like, are they called partitions, or am I making like a word up? They're like little barriers so that the other kids wouldn't get scared if they saw people getting vaccinated, because they get anxious when they see other people getting vaccinated. Now, he would be checking to see like if they're open, if the nurse is done vaccinating someone, and then he would tell me all the way across the gym, just like put up a hand signal for like station 3, station 4, and then I would tell the next family, oh, you guys can go to station 3, stuff like that. Now, I also had to talk with the parents about whether they were going to get a booster shot or not, and that goes to another thing with today, was that I also got a booster shot right before I left. They had an extra one. They're like, do you want a booster shot? I'm like, you know what? Sure, I'm going to get the booster shot. If you guys have extra, only if you have extra. So I was the last person vaccinated at the vaccine clinic. But so I was telling the parents to go vaccinate their kids, and then after they'd have to go on to this other line to get their booster shot. Now, they had scheduled over 400 kids to get their shots, and they were telling me like halfway through that they're getting way more than they thought. So, because we accept walk-ins, and I guess we could, but we don't turn walk-ins away either. So anyone could have walked in, got their shot, even their booster if a parent wanted. I know there was also a college fair that day, so some parents got their shots too. But it was insane how many people were there. Massive lines, 24/7, constantly standing. I didn't take a break, I think, until like 5 hours in, when a nurse came over to me and I don't want to say his name, me and I guess the other helper, and was like, you guys should definitely take some breaks. So then we took a break, 15-minute break, and then went back. But it was just hectic, and then standing there, I felt like a zombie almost. But like, there were little interactions with the kids that were extremely funny. I know a lot of the kids were scared right before they got their vaccine, and they would be screaming, yelling, like saying ow, 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 like even before the vaccine, even before they got poked. And then they get the vaccine, and they're like, their whole facial expression changed. It was the funniest thing. They're like, oh. It happened like 5 times. They would scream. It would go in, be done. It was so fast. The kids, they only get 1/3 of the regular dose. I didn't know that. Until today. But the Pfizer dose that the 5 to 11-year-olds are getting, it's only 1/3 of an actual like adult dose. Now, they would get it. It would literally be over in like half a second. They'd get it, and then they would be like, oh, that wasn't bad. And then after that, it doesn't matter now, because they've already scared all the other kids in line, who are now like crying and saying like, I don't want it. But once one of them starts crying, all of them start crying, which was what we were trying to avoid. But there was another interaction with 3 kids, and you had like the oldest, the middle, and the youngest. And usually when you see like an older brother older brother and like a younger sister go up to a table, the older brother usually gets it first, right? To show the younger kids like, oh, it's not that bad. Because usually the younger kids, they're hiding behind their parents. Some of them are running away. And it's good to have the older brother go first to show like, yeah, it's not that bad. Now, this family walks up to the table, and the nurse asks, so who's going first? And this little kid, he was probably like 5, he shoots his hand up and he's like, me, I want to go first. And I just started laughing. It was probably the funniest thing, and the nurse started laughing too, because you just never see it. And that's another thing. It reminded me of my youth. It really did, and I can see why a lot of nurses want to work in pediatrics. like I guess it's just I never noticed it, and it's maybe because I haven't been around kids, but they are extremely funny to watch, be around. They're just so playful. They have energy 24/7. They're running around, dancing, they're stomping their feet as they walk up. It was just an amazing experience. Just another good experience. It reminded me of the Harvax festival that I went to. Although at this one I definitely was more of like an active participant in the vaccinating as opposed to more of a passive educator. But I'm definitely going to do it again, so they're going to have the follow-up. So instead of 6 weeks, it's 3 weeks to get their second dose. So it's going to be December 4th, and it's probably going to be the same kids, same people coming in and even more parents getting their boosters and second dose for the kids. But overall, amazing experience. I'm going to go to bed. I am extremely exhausted, and then I'm going to grind out homework tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you tomorrow.